Okay, so I want to give highlight a bit. So Cambodia is a small little country in Southeast Asia. Actually, it's one of the poorest countries in Asia. So we are a very humbling country located in Southeast Asia. Sadly, Cambodia is named as a hotspot human trafficking in the region. It's a sad truth. Um, we wanted you to come and see it for yourself, and please pray for us along the way as well. I want you to pay attention and read about our history as well. I was born and raised in Buddhist family, so I kind of know a little bit about Buddhism. So actually, Buddha himself never asked people to worship him, but many people nowadays are worship Buddha statues because that's how they worship. They want to see an objects and go and worship. So actually, Buddha never required people. So people in Cambodia, they claim to be Buddhist, but they are multi-god worshipper. So they worship whatever they're gonna bring them good lives. They worship anything that promise to give them good health. They just go and worship. So it's kind of like Buddhism, Buddhism and Hinduism mixed together in this country. So the requirement for worshiping the statues is like they need to have something to offer. Could be fruits or sometimes even money, sometimes even food. But so one of the point that Buddha taught is to live is to suffer. He taught, I mean, like one point that he thought is like to live is to suffer. So it's kind of like make those who are in bondage accept their bondage, you know. So I'm leaving, so I deserve suffer. So I know, like, I feel like this is not the way people should live. I mean, like, because of this mindset bring people to bondage, because they're gonna think to live is to suffer. Actually, the answer is no. Why? Because the Buddha himself encouraged the people to go a place where there's no suffering. That is not to live, meaning to say to live is to suffer. To escape of suffering is not to live, so that you can escape of suffering. Meaning to say you're gonna let life be taken out of you. You don't have life anymore, so that you don't have suffering anymore. So where is the hope? And the Buddhism is kind of promote the idea of nirvana. So it's kind of a place where nothing exists. Nothing exists. So how can you be joyful? How can you be fulfilling in a place where nothing exists? So looking back, Buddhism does not provide hope to people at all. What it provides is fear. They have this called the idea called karma, cause and effects. If you do bad, you get bad. If you do good, you get good. So people live out of fear. So they go, oh no, I'm gonna be punished really soon. So it doesn't provide hope, yet it provides fear to the people who are in the bondage of religion. Sex trafficking is a big problem in Cambodia, and it's happening in various forms. Karaoke, people go and sing, but actually they do something else when they go to the clubs and stuff. And one more thing is also happen in the form of massage. They have these rooms, and because they are just doing something else there, and it also happen in the form of marriages, which is very bad and very painful. A girl as young as 16 years old is getting married with a guy like 50 plus years old who live in another country, just came to Cambodia, got married, and then the girl needs to go with him. We don't know what's going to happen next. So in one little girl, probably as when like under 10 years old, she was sold into sex trafficking because the mom could not afford to have enough money for their living. So they ended up selling their own daughter, knowing that she's gonna head into that destructive direction because they just want to make ends meet. It's very heartbreaking. Actually, I believe there are ways to prevent human trafficking. Number one, law enforcement. It's very important to enforce the law, and at the same time we need the participation of all the people. So we need to enforce the law, especially those who are in authority. Some police, they make money protecting those traffickers, so that's how they make money. So corruption is still there. We need to eradicate corruption. And number three, I would say education, of course, for sure. So if people are well educated, they are aware of the risk of human trafficking, they are aware of the danger of human trafficking, they will become wiser. So I think education is a crucial weapon in preventing human trafficking. And I would also say, like, we need more trainings and resources available to people so that the information of human trafficking will be something like everybody know, and they will know how to take action toward fighting against human trafficking as well. I really believe Low-High Dorm Ministry is doing a fantastic job in preventing human trafficking. Why? Because as you see nowadays, we have around like 30 or 30 plus youth coming to stay in Low-High. Actually, if you're going to look at their backgrounds, they come from different backgrounds. They come from 5 villages, like one from here, one from there. So they come and work and stay together in this place, in hope of receiving further education. So when they come together, it's just a support system for them. They have friends and they can share and they can grow together. They kind of have a new family. But imagine they are in their own home, unable to go to school. What's going to happen next? The least probably migrating to another country to find a job, or something worse going to happen to them. So I think Low-High is really doing a fantastic job in preventing human trafficking. One more thing I would like to say, like, as we all know that people don't want to sell their body or don't want to venture into another place if they have the skill, if they have the knowledge to produce income. So Low-High basically is giving them the education that is like a long-term investment in their life. So in the future, they will have a better life because they have better education. So we are in a history of bondage, we are in a history of torture, we are in a history of suffering. So please pray for us, and we want you to come and see for yourself and pray that the history will be over, and then it's a history of hope, it's a history of life, it's a history of freedom.